folks, here. Welcome back to another Poem Massive Day, and today we finally are getting, or tomorrow, depends on where you live, right? Just at next reset, we're finally getting Lance and Dragonite's banner rerun with the Synchro expanded. So, it's, I think, the last, or I guess, well, it's not the last one. Red hasn't rerun yet, which, by the way, Red very likely will get a rerun at around anniversary, since they are releasing like his 6-star EX thing, right? So very likely he'll come back. But Lance hasn't come back yet, and Lance was released earlier than Red, a few months before. So we're finally getting this guy's banner rerun, and let's go over it, right? So first of all, it should be a Pokefair that is getting the rerun. And also, interestingly enough, usually banner reruns give you three dailies, but just like the last one, right? Since it's a Pokefair, they're not giving us 3 dailies. I don't know why, but they just don't want to give us 3 dailies on Pokefairs. But yeah, there's that as well. So anyways, let's just go over the unit real quick. A quick review of, I mean, it's the old unit, but the Synchro is something interesting to talk about, right? So Lance Dragonite, its stats: 516 HP, not really good. 403 attack, 402 special attack, which is kind of weird because usually recoil units have a lot of HP. I mean, this isn't terrible, but this is not that great either. It's kind of weird. But attack and special attack, very good, right? Defenses are solid. Defenses are really good for a striker. And speed is okay. A bit on the slower side, right? Slightly. But yeah, going into its moveset, Dragon Claw, which is a physical move. 2 gauge, 50 power, 100 accuracy, 2 cost, no additional effect. It's kind of whatever. Potion is Potion. Hyper Beam, the 4 gauge, 223. Dragon well, it is Dragon, but it's Hyper Beam. It's normal. We'll talk about why it's Dragon in a second. With 90% accuracy, single target. Obviously, huge damage on this one. Now or Never, which is a training move, increases user's move gauge by 6. The user takes damage equal to half of its remaining HP. So, really high risk, nice reward. I mean, it's not bad. It's not insanely good. The risk kind of sucks though. But again, you do have potion and stuff to deal with it, so it's not that bad, I guess. It is slightly risky though. But anyways, moving on, Sync move, 250 power, which is slightly higher than your Hyper Beam damage, right? Yeah, 250 power, no additional effect, physical Dragon, which is something to keep in mind, right? If you are, buffing Dragonite, if you are thinking of using its, and this is what's really kind of annoying about Dragonite, and this gets even more annoying with its Sync Grid, right? But we'll talk about it in a bit. But so here we go. Dragon Shift, normal type moves become Dragon type moves. That's why I accidentally called Hyper Beam Dragon type move, even though it's normal. It just changes Dragon type when you're using it on Dragonite, right? This passive that I refuse to pronounce or learn how to pronounce prevents the Pokemon from getting paralyzed, and Inflammable prevents Pokemon from flinching, right? So yeah, Dragonite is a physical striker, but does have a huge powerful special move. It's just that I just find these really annoying. Your main attack offensive move is special, and then your sync move is physical. But however, for Dragonite, before it got a grid, you don't really need to use it. You really need to use its sync move, right? Just because Hyper Beam just does more damage, especially if you didn't bring any physical support, right? Just brought special support, which is fine, right? Dragonite and Sabrina, probably the most fitting combo in the game, and maybe outside of Acerola and Garchomp, right? But a very fitting combo, right? Sabrina gives Dragonite max crit, max special attack, max accuracy even, and heals Dragonite completely after if it uses Now or Never or whatever, right? So obviously very good combo there. So anyways, let's move on to its Sync Grid. So its Sync Grid got some really interesting stuff, right? So first of all, looking at the Hyper Beam side, we got again just Hyper Beam nodes, Hyper Beam power-ups. These are always good, right? Just does more damage, which is nice. Hyper Beam power-up nodes over here, and we've got Hyper Beam accuracy plus 10, which so our Hyper Beams will not be Hyper Memes anymore, or Hyper Misses, whatever you want to call them, as they keep on missing, because 90% accuracy is decent accuracy, but it's not 100%. And if you miss one Hyper Beam, that's 4 gauges. God, so you do not want to miss any Hyper Beam. So if you're not running Sabrina, if you're not running like a Singso Lisa or some accuracy buffer, right, this is a phenomenal node to pick up. Even though it's on paper it's just an accuracy plus 10, but it's super important, right? If you again don't have accuracy buffers. As for some other stuff, Hyper Beam, Move Gauge, Refresh 4, which is really good. A 50% chance to refresh one gauge for your Hyper Beam. So if this procs, not that it's completely the same, it's kind of like, your Hyper Beam turning into like a 3 gauge move, right? 3 gauge move that does 223, right? Which was pretty insane. As for some other stuff, it does have like a healing aspect to it as well, with the potion MP refreshes and healthy healing. Doesn't have what was it called? A master healer, right? Doesn't have master healer, but it does have these potion MPRs and the healthy healing. Although healthy healing is kind of weird on Dragonite, just because like because it's most effective when you have a high attack frequency, and like the way Dragonite uses its like kit is obviously healthy healing is mainly there for as a remedy to help your now or never, right? But you generally don't start off the game immediately with now or never. You probably want to throw some Hyper Beams out there first, right? Unless I guess you're running it with Sabrina, you could go you go Dire Hit All, Hyper Beam, maybe Dire Hit All again, Hyper Beam again, and then you know what? That's a bad move order. And then no. For the second one, you want to go now or never, and then 6 Ends. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, healthy healing, it's good. It's a good passive. It just fits kind of weird on Dragonite. And then you got some really weird sync move buffs that they really want to try to encourage folks to use its sync move, but in my opinion folks are probably still not really use its sync move, because you have Rejuvenate 6 that fills your that it's basically an now or never without any of the downside. Well, the downside is you can't use Hyper Beam that turn, but Rejuvenate 6 that charges your move gauge full after using the sync move, and then like all the sync node power-ups. However, I still wouldn't recommend using your sync move unless like you just went out of your way to bring like a physical support as well, and like you're picking up like a decent amount of these sync, because actually, like, fun fact, I don't think you could actually pick up all these sync move power-up nodes, right, without while also picking up Rejuvenate 6. I'm pretty sure you can pick them all up. Let's see. Go down here. Actually, we go here. Maybe. Oh no. Yeah. It's literally impossible to pick up all 6 sync node power ups without running out of energy, which is pretty funny. But yeah, you also again got sync move stuff here as well. You got Revenge Boost 3 for some reason, which is. Are you really gonna like tank with Dragonite? I mean, it's a decent tank for a striker, but like, I would much rather tank with my tank instead of tanking with Dragonite. But yeah, as for some other stuff, Natural Remedy, there's that. It's nice, but I don't think anyone would ever pick it up. Now or Never MP Refresh 3. Got Build Up, which is I don't know why, like I really don't know why passives like these like cost so much. It's like 10 energy for this, and it's not even that good. It's only like 1 guaranteed crit, unless like. Sure, I guess it's like not bad for co-op, just because in co-op you don't really get as many chances to get crit supports, and it's shorter, I guess, generally. I don't know. I don't get the point of this. Drastically raises special attack in a pinch. Oh, okay. Like these are kind of like just co-op nodes. You really wouldn't use these in single player. Like this is also very situational. Like you kind of have to like use Now or Never twice to get into like that range, right? To even trigger this. So or just naturally get beaten down by the opponent all the way down. But like that's not good because it's gonna take a while, right? And you don't want it to take that long. Because like if you want special attack buffs, you want it as soon as possible. You want it early on into the battle, right? You don't want to wait that long just to get it in. As for some other stuff, you got Dragon Claw stuff, Dragon Claw Mastering 2, Dragon Claw H. Just pretend these don't exist. Burst ensures the user's next attack will be a crit when the Pokemon enters the battle. There's that as well. Again, kind of whatever. Yeah, I think that's mainly that's most of the more interesting stuff on this grid. Like the grid isn't anything spectacular, but it has like what Dragonite's grid feels to me is like they're giving Dragonite the stuff that it kind of should have had, you know, when it first launched as a unit. So it just makes the unit more complete as a unit, right? Again, and it's not like Dragonite needs anything too crazy, and it's not like Dragonite could have added, because like Dragonite's kit is kind of limited. It doesn't have much room to work with in terms of giving it a lot of like say power-ups in terms of the grid and stuff. So I understand that, right? But the grid's okay. It's an okay-ish grid. It's not terrible, but it does give very good essential stuff. Like again, and this is all basic stuff, but it's good. It's basic, but it gets the job done, right? Hyper Beam, Move Gauge Refresh for accuracy, Hyper Beam power-ups, you know, health healing, potion, all that stuff. So yeah, in general, as for the banner, right? Again, just like things with Cynthia, like even if you want Lance and Dragonite, right? Wait a bit, right? We still have the anniversary stuff that's yet to be announced. Hopefully it will get announced, or you know, we'll maybe get the Datamined info and or rumors sometime soon. The banner lasts way past the anniversary. By the way, we'll be having so many Pokefairs because like Cynthia's banner doesn't go away until after the anniversary. You know, same with Dragonite. We're going to be having a lot of Pokefairs up during the anniversary. So anyways, that's me with this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know you guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel for some more Pokemon Masters content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.